And now you should have seen it before I had the mic.
Was it just like this but without a microphone?
Yeah. So I'm really moving up in the world.
You are.
Episode 34. G'day legends, welcome back to Mikey Talk. Today we have episode 34. It's another ripping guest episode for you. So this next guest, she's a creative powerhouse. She's built a whole career and business around herself as a fashion expert. The stuff that she makes is so cool that sometimes I don't even really understand what I'm looking at. And yeah, she's super inspiring. We go way back to high school. So yeah, really excited to introduce you to Sam Gorczyca, who owns Samek, which is her artist brand / whatever creative thing it is.
What an intro. Thank you, please.
It's just so in depth. So,
yeah.
But you're right, it is just like an offshoot of you at the end of the day. So it's not just a brand. It's harder to kind of grasp around it.
Yeah, I've teetered it back and forth of is this a brand or is this an artist name? And I feel like it's probably a bit of both. Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of both.
Yeah. And
so you've been in London for a bit. How are you finding being back in Melbourne?
Yep, it's been a interesting homecoming, but it's really nice to spend time with friends and family and just regroup before heading back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you get hounded with a Mikey Talk interview.
I'm getting hounded, yeah, but it's good. It's good. I need it.
All right, 10 questions. Ready to kick it off?
Let's go.
All right, so we went to high school together and then we reconnected years later.
Yep.
Which was kind of after the COVID lockdowns. We kind of bonded over having some similar values around that. What were you doing during that period, and why do you think we were drawn back together?
I think it was we'd both kind of shot off into realizing that we wanted to create something that was our own. Both been on probably quite a similar spiritual path without realizing, and then also just at the point of cool, I'm ready to release something and create something, and I really admired what you were doing. I could see it. I could see that you were strong in your values, and I was like, that's where I feel like I'm at. And I think it just was okay, let's regroup and reconvene. And yeah, it was awesome. Always very inspired.
Yeah, I remember you came down to Good Idea Studio and it was a nice little catch up.
Fully. I was this is it. Yeah.
So I remember you talking about a burger bed that you'd made.
Yep.
Was this in high school?
This was in high school. Yeah. Okay. So this is the origin story of Samek. This is we were in textiles in year 8, and the teacher, I think it's Mrs. Dowling, she was we got to make cushions. And so I had an idea. I asked her if I could make a burger instead. So it was multiple cushions. And she's look, if you can do it, you can do it. So I made that, and that kind of birthed the idea to do a burger bed. And so I got a custom round bed. My mum drove all around Dandenong finding some kind of manufacturer to do it. And then the mattress was the patty, and then the blankets with the cheese and the lettuce, and then the doona and everything was the bun. So yeah, it was an interesting beginning, but it was kind of the first instance I had of I had an idea and I can make it happen, no matter how ridiculous it is. I want to sleep inside of a burger. Yeah.
Do you think at that time you knew that you were going to form a career around it when you were making this burger bed, or was it until later?
It was probably later. I think, it wasn't even, it's funny because I never really even thought of it as textiles or clothing or it being a specific passion for that. It just happened to be the thing, the modality of which the creations were coming through. But no, I just had all these old sheets and all these old things, and ideas just kind of kept happening, and then I just kept making. So I never really wanted to be a fashion designer. That was never the plan, and I still didn't pursue that even in uni. It was just a business degree, and yeah, it was always a side thing.
So what point did that become oh shit, this is the main thing?
Probably when I decided to do a show, a runway here in Melbourne. Even then, I had made a lot of custom pieces, and I'd created some pieces for specific people, and I just wanted to put a showcase on for it. That wasn't even a business idea. It was just I need to do this. I need to create something. I need to start getting myself out there, and I wanted to express it in that way. So it was probably after that I was receiving feedback, and people started to see it, and I could see that, oh, this has legs, this, I need to keep doing this in whatever way. So yeah, probably then.
So,
it was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, 2023.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2023. Yeah.
So is that when the name Samek first came? Because you're like, I need to name this show.
Yeah, my friend actually, who's like a branding coach, she sat me down. She was helping me with the show. She's like, "This is the time. Like, you need to create a name around this." And I'd always had Samek. It was on my like baby book of like my nicknames that my dad would call me. So it's like a Polish nickname for Samantha. And yeah, it actually also like the origin of the word, the root of the word means a support. And I only found that out later, and it was just so fitting because it felt like everything that Samek does, or all the pieces I create, are to support a greater art form or elevate a greater art form, to be more seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after the show, now you're like, oh shit, I've created something.
Yep. I created a big bang, and then I had no business plan and no structure around it. And I was like, okay. Because I didn't know. Like, I didn't know, nor did I even desire it, because it came from such a pure place of like, I just want to create.
Yeah.
And actually integrating a financial plan or business plan around it really took time. I had to really be real with myself of like, cool, can I merge these? You know, a lot of artists probably feel that when they start charging money for their art, they're like, okay, how do I balance this where it still feels like I'm not filtering myself, but I can support myself. Yeah.
And has that come from having like such unique pieces where it's like, even if you are doing it for someone or you have a client, it's not just a million units of a generic t-shirt. It's like, it's still you, it's still your style. It's just like for someone else.
Yeah. And it's like the relationship, like you are doing something for a real purpose that is in the present time. You're not creating pieces for potentially someone in 6 months might buy this and I don't know who they are. Like, it feels like a very intimate relationship, which I really enjoy, because you get to dive into that person's world and be like, what's going on here, and how can I show you that I see you, and how can I allow you to be more seen. Yeah.
So then on the business side, are you comfortable with charging though? Like, how's your relationship come with the transaction of money for services?
I got to a good place here in Melbourne right at the end, but I found there was a bit of a ceiling of like, I guess, how much money there is in Melbourne, because with custom work, it's not scalable, and especially if I'm doing everything on my own, it's really, I found it quite challenging to charge how many hours go into it, which is where sort of my other work comes in, of like doing marketing and PR work to sort of allow these custom pieces to, so I can charge the amount that still feels good for me, but I'm not relying on it. But yeah, it is tricky, and it's not, I'm still working it out, definitely, but there's more opportunity in London, I guess, for artists to have the budget to do that sort of thing.
Yeah. So there's a bit more, there.
Yeah. But you have to have the portfolio and the willing to put in the work before you can, charge that, really.
Yeah. Which is where I guess doing stuff for free and just like making your own pieces to have that portfolio comes in. So then artists in particular, was like, how did you end up with that approach of creating these custom pieces for artists?
Why did I choose artists, like musicians? I guess I've always felt like a connection, I guess a specific connection with music and fashion and how they interrelate and interplay into each other. And if an album would come out, or I'd have a friend who was creating music, I could just see, like, I could imagine them on stage, and I think it's so important how you feel when you're performing. And I could just really always see that link, and they complement each other. Like, when I listen to the music, I can see the visual of what they're wearing, or what, how they're, I guess, visually expressing sound. So it just made sense, but it's not subjective to musicians. Like, it can be dancers, it can be poets, it can be whatever. It's just really about someone who knows who they are, and how do we communicate that?
So more of an entertainer than an artist? The
storyteller of any kind.
Have you done any like random ones that, or is there a type of person that, like, maybe it is like a business person or someone that's like a different type of entertainer that's not music that you would love to do?
Well, I would love to, or haven't done.
Or have done.
Well, I did a piece for a friend of mine in London, Omar, who's a poet. And it was just, I actually created the piece first, and then he appeared with it, and he wrote a piece for it. And it was a very different way of doing things, because it was softer and slower, because you're talking about poetry. It's not yeah, I guess as overt as like music, but it was so, I loved it. But I'd love to do just like rogue things, like people who are elevating people who are really influential in areas that maybe aren't glorified or like celebrities, but they're doing good work, and it's like, cool, how can we elevate you or highlight you and give you a different, like, have you be seen differently.
And you think those people are in London?
Yeah, I think they're everywhere, but yeah, they're definitely in London.
Yeah. Maybe we talk about that for a little bit. So you moved to London, was it pretty much exactly a year ago nearly from this?
Yep.
Yeah.
The 12th I left.
On the 12th?
Yeah.
So how was the experience of living in London for a year?
Okay. It was hectic. The first initial moment, I think, of leaving everything you've ever created, going to the other side of the world, and I had like maybe one friend who I knew from Australia who was there, which was a godsend. But yeah, no community, no like stable work, nowhere to live, and just like recalibrating all of that was definitely a lot more. It was a big challenge, and I think I set a lot of expectations on myself to reach certain heights in my career and make strides and be making X amount of money, but really a lot of the year was recalibrating and understanding like this is part of it. You're setting new foundations, and I started to understand that this is it's a legacy thing. Like when you're building and you choose to walk the path of creating something for yourself to share, like it's a lifelong journey, and it's not something to be rushed. And like I've been building my foundations, brick by brick.
Now, well, you're going back over in 2 weeks, so it definitely there must be some kind of unfinished business or something that you still need to gain from it. Felt like it was only maybe really just starting, like collaborations and working with some more artists, and like the custom work was taking off, and I can feel it really opening now. But London makes you work for it. Like it's not for the faint-hearted, for sure. So how's the feelings about going back?
Really excited. Yeah, I'm really excited because I've been in limbo here. Like I'm here in service to my friends and family and staying with people, and it's nice, but ultimately I'm just ready to go. Like let's just you have to just take risks and take chances, and I'm ready to work for it. So,
time to send it.
It's really time to send it.
Can you tell me about a piece that you've made for an artist that you would like to tell the story around, or even the outcome?
Yep, I can. I'm just wondering which one do I share. I guess there's the Greentea Peng one. That was so the piece I made for Greentea Peng is probably, I shared a little bit about it on my Instagram, but essentially that was like a big pivotal moment because it was a big example for me of what I'm willing to do to make something happen, and how much I guess taking a risk, because I essentially made that piece before she even knew that it was being made, and I was just going to take a chance and message her and see if she would wear it on her tour, because I'd listened to the album that she'd released and I just felt like a lot of resonance, and something just came to me. And I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to just create a piece. Because in my mind, I thought, okay, I could send her a portfolio or her team a portfolio and be like, hey, cool, this is the kind of work I do. This is what I could do, and try to land it that way. But I'm like, if I was an artist and my tour is very soon, I would just want to see the piece and it's done and it's easy. I needed to make it as easy as possible. So I put myself through a lot to make that happen. Like making an outfit without having someone's measurements, and just trying to figure it out, and listening to the album while making the piece. And I think it worked because like I messaged her just directly on Instagram, and she really liked the piece and wore it, and it was really beautiful. But I think the reason that it worked was because it was just like, it was faith based, and it was like gut feeling based. And I guess I would have gone through the same process regardless of the outcome. Like I just loved taking a chance on something, and an artist that I genuinely really love, and would support anyways. Which is pretty crazy. And it just shows what can happen when you go out and try something instead of waiting for it to come around. You're just like, fuck it, I'm just going to make this thing because I can see the vision. Totally. And it's also like coming to someone, whatever you're doing, whether it's you're coming to an artist or you're trying to land a pitch and like you're going to a brand or a company, like coming to them with a fully formed solution rather than problems they have to solve. Like that's the difference. If I'd come to her with like, you need to decide all these things, it would be a different story. You've come to them with like, you're their answer, and that's a really beautiful gift to be able to offer.
As easy as possible. Making it without measurements though sounds...
Yeah, because because I do tracksuits as well, most of the time. So it's elastic and like, but the length, even when she wore it on stage, it was like she wore these heels and the pants were like perfectly a centimeter off the ground. Like it was insane. It's just like you can't write this stuff. Yeah.
Wow, it must have been surreal because you went and saw her perform as well, didn't you? Wearing it.
Yes.
That'd be crazy.
That was really beautiful. That was a beautiful part of it. It was almost like surreal, but at the same time, it felt like it was already all done. Yeah. When I was in the process of it, I could see it. And so it was just like, oh, okay, now we just have to watch it unfold. Yeah. And no plan B. No plan B. Only plan A.
Can you describe the type of artist or entertainer that you love working with?
Yep. I don't know if there's another way to say this, but like soul-led, I just really... There's a different sense you get when someone knows who they are and are coming from the heart. I have a connection with their soul and like their purpose here. Like I'm not shy about sharing that because I think there's you can feel things. People and more so now than ever before, people have really, really sensitive radars to what's genuine. And what people's intentions are, and when something is just like surface to like look cool, it's just not landing with people anymore. Like people are just like fully ready to be themselves. And yeah, that's my favorite kind of artist. People who are really unafraid to speak truth within their music or within their art form. And it's not for clout, or it's not to look cool, or it's not to perpetuate feelings of lack or needing to have X, Y, and Z to be happy, but really about the journey of self-discovery and self-expansion. And yeah, those people are really just shine. They just shine, and it's just magnetic.
I guess it's easier for you to tell the story through the outfit when they've got already something strong there. It's like you're not trying to make it up. It's just like
it's there. That's it. If someone doesn't know, it's a lot trickier because then they're trying to form an identity that's not actually them, and that's where you get lost and you become someone else. Yeah.
So someone that's like very sure of themselves and what they're trying to do. Yeah. In an interview, you described your pieces as worn to be alive. What does that mean to you?
It means the ability to allow yourself to express your inner aliveness through the physical world. Like I think people who are not particularly interested in fashion sometimes almost reject it as a form of vanity or a too cool or whatever, and it's just like actually like I think we came here to play in the physical realm. Like whatever we do, however we decorate our houses or ourselves or our cars or whatever, like there's play there. And I think being like worn to be alive is like, what are you wearing that makes you feel like you're really here and like you're really expressing not just living but like being alive, like having an aliveness, a spark, it's a spark. fully
Yeah, it's definitely a creative outlet that I'm very unfamiliar with, like fashion as an outlet. I guess I've only ever worn like Crocs and basketball jerseys. Like
it's just a thing. Fashion.
But it's like hearing, I think it wasn't until I like started seeing your pieces and like especially these tracksuits and stuff that you were making, and then once we started talking more about it, like it really opened up my mind to like that as a whole nother like form of expression. And it's super interesting.
I also never studied fashion. I still don't really particularly feel myself as part of that world. I don't really go to a lot of like fashion shows, or I don't have like a crazy amount of fashion friends. I think that world can feel super alienating and not accessible. And I'm not from there. I didn't just like study it in that sense. So I think that maybe gave me a bit of a disadvantage in some ways, but also amazing advantage in other ways because it was a bit more outside the box. and didn't have the traditional fashion rules. And yeah, it's just another art form. Yeah.
So you really come up with your own opinion on what fashion is and what it means to you, and it's like without being clouded or had other people's kind of judgments or opinions pushed onto you.
Fully.
Very interesting. So I've never seen any of your work in person, only online.
What?
Yeah.
True. Okay.
Only ever online or Instagram. What do you think the difference is between seeing a Samek piece in photos versus in real life?
That's a great question. I think when people, I don't know. I think when people see my experience when I'm wearing my pieces like on the street, they're very loud, and they definitely have something to say. So it's often, it's very overt. Online, I guess you can see more of the world around it. Like it's part of a world. It's part of that greater experience, whether it's like shot in a particular environment or the artist is wearing it, so you can see the purpose of it. Like sometimes in person it's like, whoa, what is that? And it feels almost out of place, which I like. So maybe that is probably the difference. And then I guess you can see the detail. Like you can really like, it's the sensory experience of the kind of materials I use. It's like, okay, you can get a sense of it, but yeah.
And this is why shows are important, and like especially like the first, I guess, like show that you went and put on, so it's like people can experience it in person.
Yes, 100%. 100%. It's the materials, and it's also like utilizing recycled materials and things that are not always traditionally used for fashion. Then you can see it reimagined closer, and yeah, the aliveness of the person wearing it. I think that's probably the difference as well, like how they embody it, shifts it.
Which is interesting because I can picture like two different people wearing the same thing would wear it in completely different ways.
100%. And off the, like, if it's just on a rack, then it's like, oh, what? And then it kind of like it comes to life. Yeah. Very cool. I need to come down to... Seriously, I don't need to bring you something. Okay, all right. Sidebar.
Yeah. So yeah, we've only got one question left. We've already made it through the whole interview. Where do you want to take Samek next?
I would love to, this year in London, I think just really genuinely going for it and working with a lot more musicians doing the custom pieces, and then also working more with brands. Like I think coming in as an artist to potentially help shape collections or events or whatever it is. I think that there's sort of two tiers that I want to take this, and I can see both of them. I can see one being more scalable and one that is more consistent and stable in my life, and then the custom pieces for artists really being something that I go 100% in on and really allow myself to just listen to the ideas that are coming through and just keep going. Like it's like the next, stop thinking, I'm not thinking about like the whole, where is this going to go in 5 years, but more like what is the next thing that feels exciting and committing 100% to delivering on that. And then the next thing. Yeah. No plan B. Only plan A.
Sick.
Yeah.
Well, amazing. And like I want to say thank you for the friendship you've given me over the last few years, and it's like super inspiring to see what you do, and I've just loved following along, and you've really like created such a unique path that I haven't seen anyone else go on, and you've actually given me a little bit of intrigue and excitement around fashion, which is fucking sick. I want to see some cool suits for some tracksuits for some hip hop artists or some rappers and just like all that. But no, you're killing it, and it's like it's not easy either to just go completely off track and be like, I'm gonna craft this for myself. So I'm just really excited to see what you do in the future as well.
Thank you. And honestly, ditto. Like I get so much inspiration from this friendship and like what you're doing in the community you've created, and it's like it's an honor to be asked to be interviewed. So thank you.
There we go.
Creating it.
Episode 34.
Woo! That's a wrap.
Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. Best.
That was great.
That was great. That was so easy.
So easy.
Man. Mikey talk.